Sometimes we kind of shade towards the relocation. Sometimes we shade towards the leader. I'm curious, through your exploits, what kind of leadership skills did you have to learn? Maybe some the easy way, some the hard way. Does anything pop into your mind?
Gosh, I was the worst, honestly, for so long in my career. Like I got thrust into leadership roles fairly young because, I think because I was really good at my job, people made me a boss. But people who are good individual contributors aren't always good leaders. Yeah. Just because they're proficient at sales doesn't mean they'd be a good sales manager, for instance, right? And so I was a sales supervisor fairly young in my life, probably 20, 24, something like that, right? And so I had a team of 15 to 25 people that worked for me, right? And I'm very young. I didn't have kids. I wasn't even married. I didn't really know what it was to be an adult, so I was still kind of messing around, and I think I was thrust into that position and I had to learn a lot really quickly. And you learn through making mistakes and through your failures. Frankly, you learn a lot more through your failures than your successes, And so I had to learn to be mature. I had to learn to give empathy, just because I didn't have kids doesn't mean that it's not important for that person to take a day or an afternoon to go pick the kids up from school or go take them to the doctor or whatever. I had to learn to also not treat everybody the same, but to give them what they needed. And if I'm giving everybody what they need, then that's what equity really is like. And it's not just being like by the handbook and saying, oh, you've got 2 absences, that's a first written warning. You got 4 absences, that's a second written warning. 5 is a fine, et cetera, et cetera. Because that's the way initially I was kind of brought up, but I realized that you learn the rules and then you learn how to make exceptions, treat people as individuals. Because if you treat people as individuals, then they will give you that discretionary effort. And as leaders, I think it's our job really to get 110% out of people. And if you just manage people by the book, so to speak, you're lucky to get 80%. And you might get to 90 if you whip that horse real hard, it'll run fast to a point and then it'll die. So it's like, how do we inspire people to be their best selves? And that's what I'm really excited about at Glomo. I actually interviewed somebody yesterday and they're like, why is Glomo a great place to work? I'm like, first of all, I'm biased. So you should probably go ask the people that work here because I don't know if, but I'll tell you what I hope. I hope it's the kind of place that a person could come and be their best self professionally and personally. That's why I created it for myself. And I hope that's safe for everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's great insight. I mean, there's a famous quote by Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he says, I'm going to treat everyone fair, but I'm not going to treat everyone the same. Yeah. So, and that's something that's kind of stuck with me. So it's very much so along the same lines of what you're saying. So
yeah, he's like, the standard is the standard.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Tomlin's just a great one.
Yeah.
He's the kind of person you get out of bed, want to run through a brick wall. It's like he's, that type of person. And I love working for inspirational type people.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing I think I learned too, because I'm an inspirational type, which means personality wise, I can be kind of up and down. I can be real hot and real on fire and real excited, but I can also be like down in the dumps and ticked off when we don't win or something happens. I kind of be hot and cold. And I realized that's my people can't have that. They need consistency. Mm-hmm. And I think as a leader, we really need to be sensitive to the energy and the vibes that we're putting off, because that energy permeates throughout the office. So if we're optimistic and we have a winning attitude, our people will key off that. But if we don't, then that's bad, and people need to know which kind of bent cross they're going to get that day. They can't get surprised by that, because then that breaks trust. Yeah. And I think trust is really huge.